Chapter 2, Sending a Welcome Email. In this chapter, we will be covering the following topics: how to configure an automated lead capture email for your potential customers, and how to configure the welcome email. Now, whichever method you get a new email address, a welcome email is always a must. That first email welcoming a prospect or client to your list, potentially even offering them a deal or discount, lets that person know they've successfully opted in and what your emails will look like and who they're receiving them from. That first welcome email and introductory offer can yield about 320% more revenue than any other emails because it's your first touch point with that client. With Wellness Living, you don't even have to think about that welcome email when you get a new contact. You can set it and forget it. Our automated marketing allows you to easily trigger emails to send when someone new joins your contact list. Let's dive right in to take a look at how to configure these automated emails and welcome email. To access the marketing page, head on over to the app drawer on the top left-hand side and click on Marketing. Once we're on the automated marketing section, the page that we want to take a look at is lead capture. So from here, right now in my test account, you can see I already have one lead capture email that is created, and I've titled it Welcome to Your Wellness and Fitness Journey. You can also see that we can create multiple lead capture emails if needed. So let's go ahead and take a look at the one that I've already created by going into email and clicking on the edit this template icon. And now we've entered the lead capture template for the one that's called Welcome to Your Wellness and Fitness Journey, as you can see here on the top, template name. Underneath that, we have a place for description. So this description is more for internal staff to understand when and why we're sending out this email. So in this case, it is sent to the client after they fill out and submit a lead capture widget. So very nice and simple for our staff to know exactly what it's used for. Scrolling down, we have the setup, which is the email send rules. So we can definitely go ahead and apply different send rules to this lead capture widget to tell the system, when do we send it, right? Is it immediately after a client fills out the lead capture form? If we want it to send immediately, we're going to leave it as 0 days. Now, we do also have other options if we click on the drop down, such as months and years as well. Coming down, we have the option to stop sending the email when client makes a new purchase. Because keep in mind, a lead capture widget is for new prospective clients, right? So we might want to stop sending them these emails once they've become an actual client, which is through a new purchase. So we have that option to say stop sending the email when client makes a new purchase, just so that we're targeting the right client group of prospects and not clients that are already signed up with us. Next, we have send only to client type. So we can further add additional send rules. Say we only want this lead capture email to send to a specific client type based on what they're in the system. So if it's turned on, you will see all the client types that are available in your business. And in this case, I have prospect that's checked on. And if not, if we leave this off, then essentially it's not going to restrict it based on client type. It's going to send it to anybody that fills out that lead capture form. Scrolling down, we also have another option to send only to client groups if we want. So we can restrict it based on client type and or client groups. So if there's another layer that you want to add to it to say send it only to these specific client groups, we have the option to enable that as well. Coming down is the actual composition of the email. So as you can see, we're now in compose email. We'll come back later on to take a look at the view email variables. For now, let's take a look at here. So we have the sender's information. So the sender would be your business, right? So in this case, we have the from name, the from email address, and these are pulled directly from your email settings within your setup, okay? So if you did want to change this as a one-off on an email template, you can definitely go and change your from name and from email, and this will only apply to this specific email template. If you want to add a CC or a BCC, you do have the option to do so, and you can go ahead and add commas to separate multiple emails. So that is commas to separate multiple emails. If you want a specific email template to CC or BCC, let's say to another staff, maybe that's doing administration and they're strictly to follow up with any lead captures that come in, then maybe you can add a CC or BCC. Next, we have a subject line. So the subject line is going to be very important because it's what the clients will see when they receive this email, right? So we want something that is relevant to what you're trying to market to them. So in this case, welcome to your wellness and fitness journey, right? And it could be anything that represents your business, but we definitely want it to be concise, meaning that it's as short as possible, but also demonstrates the point you're trying to get across. And the clients will know exactly why they're receiving this email, as opposed to just considering it as junk email, right, with the rest of their junk email. So subject line is something that is very important to think about while you are creating these email templates. And as we scroll down now, we do have the actual email content itself. So this is the actual content that the clients will see when they open up this email after filling out the lead capture form, or whichever send rule you choose to use. Let's say it's 2 days after, sure, then they'll receive this 2 days after they fill out the form. So in this case, the email content, just with any other notifications in your system, for the most part, they are customizable. And so, for example, we have, logo. That's an email variable that I mentioned that we have available here on the top left. So these are all the variables that you can copy and paste and add that into your email content, and the system will automatically plug that correct information into the email template. So you'll see here, logo, the business's logo as input under setup, look and feel, and staff back office. And then we also have the subject. So subject is the subject line of the email. So where it says subject here, it'll actually display welcome to your wellness and fitness journey, for example. So these are just kind of by default there. Obviously, you can change it up the way that you want it to be. And coming down, we have the email content itself. And like I said, it's totally customizable. You can come in, backspace, add new things as much as you like. You can design it the way that you want. Now, some key things that we do want to point out would be when you're sending out this lead capture widget, right? What are we trying to achieve? So first of all, we've already got them interested in the business. That's why they signed up for the lead capture to be on the mailing list, right? So let's say, for example, maybe as part of the lead capture to get them to sign up was, hey, we're going to offer you a 15% discount on your first purchase with us on any memberships or session passes. This might be a good place for you to actually put the link to your client web app online, which is accessible in your business, and also incorporate that discount code. Now, you may go, well, where do I pull these up, right? Now, keep in mind, if you have the right access as a staff, you'll be able to pull all of these up. So right now, as an example, you'll have here, right, how to book your free class. So in my example, I offer them a free class to try if they were to sign up with that mailing list. So in this case, right, I've given them instructions on where to go. So I have that link. Okay, and I've told them, where to go, click on book now. And then once you find the class you want to try, you can go ahead and book it yourself and create a Wellness Living profile, right? So we have that information given to them already, nice and easy to access. What we want to try to achieve here is to make this process as simple as possible for the prospective clients, right? The easier it is, the more smooth it is, the more they're inclined to actually book that service and use that service and actually try out our business in hopes to convert them into a paying client. So with this link, you may go, well, how do I access this link, right? To give them to view our classes or direct them to our client web app. So that's a great question. That's under setup. And then after setup, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how to access that. And after we click on setup, on the left-hand side, we're going to go into business. And from business, we're going to go ahead and go to business URLs. And that's where all the links to our business through Wellness Living is located. This would have been something that you would have customized earlier on when you first set up your business with us, or we have your custom URL. And then all the links are available, such as sign in, sign up, client web app, online store, self-registration page, really depending on where you want to lead them to. Simply, if you want them to go ahead and access your schedule, great. Add the client web app where we can copy this. And just like we saw earlier on the actual template, you'll see that exact same link is here, right? So the clients will then click on this link and it'll bring them to the client web app, and we have instructions on how to book that class. Now, let's say, for example, we mentioned, let's say, giving them discount codes, right? We can still give them the link to the schedule because we want, to bring them there to look at classes. But I mean, the other option could have been, we could have given them the online store link, right? Hey, click here to access our online store and click on memberships and session passes to look for those memberships and session passes that you might want to purchase and apply that discount code for, right? So now you can see we're pulling different aspects of the Wellness Living software into just one lead capture email template, right? We can get the online store link and then we go, hey, the discount code that you can use, right? Where is that? So let's say we go into our setup page, and from our setup page under store configuration, we have discount codes. This is the page that we're on, right? And create a specific discount code for new prospective clients only, let's just say, right? Whatever it is, you can create it. And then once you have that, right, you would have created a code, for example. Let's say if I go in, either you would have generated a code, auto-generate, or you put in the code yourself. Now I can go ahead and copy this, go back into my automated marketing template, and I can say, let's say, for example, step number 3, instead of that being step number 3, right? It could be upon checkout, please enter the discount code to redeem, let's say, 10% off your purchase, right? Now I have a code here, nice and simple. I've set it up in the backend. I've simply copy and pasted that material in here. So now they know, okay, well, once I've booked what I needed, I purchased what I needed, and at the time of checkout, I just have to put in this discount code to redeem it. Again, we've made this process very easy for the clients to use and understand and get the benefit that we promised them as a prospective client. Another thing that I could suggest putting could be maybe a direct link to a purchase option, so that, you know, instead of them going to the online store and kind of going like, oh, you know, what should I choose? Maybe you created a specific new client special just for them, right? So then what we can do is we can actually go into our setup, and from the purchase option page, which is under store configuration and purchase options, maybe I have a purchase option called new client class special that I've created. And if we scroll all the way down to the very bottom under advanced settings, each of your purchase option will have a direct buy URL. So what that means is that if a client were to click on this link, it'll bring them directly to this specific purchase option as opposed to just the online store in general. So we can also copy this. Again, nice and easy. We can copy a lot of things from Wellness Living. And we can go back to our template, right? Maybe instead of giving them the link to view the classes, maybe I can say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and click on this link to access this specific purchase option that's available for you as a new client, right? And furthermore, you can also apply this discount code for this specific purchase option, even though it's already a special. Let's just say as an example, right? Now we've gone ahead and incorporated various parts of the Wellness Living software into just one email template as an easy instruction and a smooth process for our prospective clients. Now, another question you may have would be, well, what if I don't want the link to just kind of like appear, right? Maybe aesthetically it's not that pleasing. We can definitely embed the links into any words that you want, right? It could be, you know what? Instead of this, it could be, let's say, you know, click here to purchase your first new member special. And let's say, for example, if they were to click actual here, that's where you want to direct them to that purchase option or that online store link, whatever link it is you want to link them to. I can actually go ahead and highlight the word that I want to embed the links to. And after I highlight here, you'll see this little chain here where it says insert edit link. I can click on that, and where it says URL, I can now paste that. And I can also tell the system whether to open the link in current window, or maybe I want it to open in a new window, right? Because I don't want them to, you know, leave their email entirely. I want it to just open up a new window. I also have the option to tell the system to, when they click here to open this link, it's going to open up a new window. So I can go ahead and go save. So now when they get this email and they click here, it's going to bring them to that specific purchase option link that I just put in there. So very easy to embed any links into any email templates that we have in the system. And once you've made all the setup or changes that you need, you can go ahead and just make sure to click on the save button on the bottom right, just to make sure you save all the changes that you've made. And now we're back on the main automated marketing page. I do also want to note that with any of our automated marketing templates, we also have an option to send them as an SMS, which is a text message, or as a push notification if you are using our white label app, which can then push the notification on their phone if they have the app downloaded. So they will have its own template. So you can go ahead and enable them by clicking on the actual SMS. Now tell me confirmation required. Okay, and once you have those enabled, you'll see I can go ahead and edit the templates on their own for SMS and push. So it's actually on the top. You don't have to keep going, save and going back out. I can actually just change it from SMS to push to email. So you can do all of that on the top. And you will notice that there are different variables that we can use. So on the email, it's email variables, right? The ones that we can plug in and the system will put in the correct information for us. And if we go into SMS, it'll say SMS variables. So the variables may differ because there are some limitations between what an SMS can send versus a full email. So we have the SMS variables that we can incorporate into the SMS itself. And then again, if they are on the Achieve app, we can also have the system then push out the notification through the mobile device if they have notifications enabled. So that is all available for you should you wish to send different automated marketing content, not just through email, but through SMS and push notification as well. What I want to talk about next is the option to actually create multiple lead capture emails to be sent out on a different time interval or based on different send rules appropriate to your business. So I have an example here. I've created a second one and it's called Prospect Reminder. And the description that I put is sent to the client after 1 week of filling out the lead capture widget if they have not made a purchase yet. So that's something that I put in. And if I go edit here, the goal of this specific lead capture email is to send obviously 1 week after the original filling out of the template and after receiving the initial lead capture email to let them know what they're eligible for, any discount codes and whatnot, like what we showed earlier. What we want to do now is basically remind them, right? And this is basically to say, hey, if they have still not made a purchase yet, right? Or if their client type is still a prospect, meaning again, that relates back to them not making any purchases yet, I want to send them this reminder email to make sure that they hop into whatever special deals that I'm offering them, along with really, again, just getting the chance to remind them to visit our studio, to try our services. And again, the ultimate goal is to convert them to a paying client in our database. So what I've done here is I've set it up email send rule so that it sends 7 days after the client fills out a lead capture form. I've also enabled to say stop sending the email when client makes a new purchase, because if they've already made a purchase, which is either a package, a membership, or a session pass, this really no longer applies to them because I've successfully converted them into a client, right? So I can now enable this so that if they've already made a new purchase before the send rule of 7 days, don't send them this email, right? I don't want to spam them. That's not the purpose of why we're sending this. And then I also set it on to send only to client types of prospect, again, just to make sure that it's not sending to anybody that's already a member or a session pass holder. So I've set up those rules accordingly. And then coming down here, if you want to update the subject line, I can, right? Just be like, hey, remember your free purchase option or your special purchase option with us, right? I can go ahead and change that. And then here I have the email content, which is, we hope that you're still invested in your fitness and wellness journey. Don't forget that you still have access to purchase our new client class special pass, which gives you 5 passes to any of our classes at only $50. That's $10 per class only. To purchase the new client class special, click here. And again, see, I've embedded that into this here. And if I go to this icon, insert edit link, we can see the direct buy URL for that specific purchase option that we saw earlier, right? And then I give them further information, then enter your email to sign up and get instant access to our classes, right? We look forward to seeing you in the studio. So then this essentially will act as a reminder email for anybody who maybe, opened up that first email, maybe forgot about us. We want to remind them, right? Hey, check us out. You got this special deal or you got this special discount code that you can use to take advantage, right? Try our studio, try our classes, try our services. We want to make sure that we have the ability to send them these reminder emails. And this is a perfect way to do it based on the email send rules that we saw earlier, right? Time interval, who to send it to, when to stop sending it, etc., etc. So this would be very useful. And like I said before, you can create multiple of these if you want, depending on, just what suits your business needs, who you're targeting, so on and so forth. Next, we're going to take a look at the welcome email under the client notification settings. So to get there, we're going to go to setup, and from setup on the left-hand panel, we're going to go to notifications, and then we're going to click on client notifications. Now, you might wonder why we're going from automated marketing to client notifications. The reason why I'm talking about the welcome email is because essentially that is the second email, I would say, or even first email that a client will receive from your business that tells them how to log into your business through Wellness Living and, book the services that you have, purchase memberships and passes, etc., etc. So this welcome email is prompted when they sign up as a client through your Wellness Living business. So where that is if we go under the registration tab, we will see one that says welcome, and you'll see here sent to all new users after they create an account for the first time. So this does not send when they fill out the lead capture, but once they've received the lead capture email, right, they've gone and let's say they've used your discount code to purchase a membership, or when they use that direct buy link to purchase a membership or a session pass, the system will actually prompt them to create an account in order to complete that purchase. So in that case, once they complete that sign up stage, make their purchase, that is when they're going to receive their welcome email. And with this welcome email, it is very important because we want to include information such as, how to access your website, how to access your Wellness Living website, instructions on how to make a booking, right? Maybe embedding a client web app link or sign-in link that we saw earlier, right? One of the business URLs, or even links to download the Achieve app or the white label app if you paid for the, customizable white label app through their phone, right? And this way it allows them an easy way to access your services on the go. So we want to make sure that it's very important that we incorporate those things into the welcome email. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop, right? They see everything there in the welcome email. Great. They know what to do next. They know how to log in. They know how to purchase services. If you have a mobile app, great. I can now download that and book your services while I'm out, kind of thing. So under here, we have the welcome email. Again, same thing as the automated marketing. We can also send it out via SMS and push, but also note that SMS and push does have smaller character count that you can put in, less things you can embed and whatnot. So I would say definitely the welcome email template itself is probably the best for you to incorporate all that information. And in terms of SMS and push, maybe not so much. Maybe use the SMS and push for maybe other email templates that you have. So let's go ahead and take a look at the edit template. Now, there's really not much difference from what we saw in the automated marketing, except that this is the welcome email template and not the lead capture template that was within the marketing section. But as you can see, as I scroll through, all the email send rules are there, right? We have a subject line, we have the email variables, etc., right? But again, this is the welcome email, right? Telling them, hey, here's your username, here's your password. So we do have a different set of email variables than what we saw in the lead capture widget. And that's very important for you to remember, is that each email template will have their own set of email variables that's applicable to that template. So it's not just a simple like, hey, since it's on here, I'm going to copy this and let me put it on a different template. This specific email variable may not be applicable to another template. So you want to make sure you're only taking the email variables from that specific template that you're editing. So very important, right? As a default, we already have it. Username, password, great. They automatically know what their username is. They know what password it is, right? What is this login for? We can give them maybe quick information on, how to access it. What is this information for, right? When they log in, what can they actually do online? And then I've added, let's say, simply visit the Wellness Living login page. Could be maybe, hey, simply visit the Wellness Living Academy page, for example, right? And then now we can incorporate those business URLs that we talked about earlier, right? These ones that we can get on the left-hand side. And now we can embed that. Same thing that we did earlier, right? I can embed it. And now when they click on that, it's going to actually bring them into the test business, for example, right? And then here I have something, right? Download our app. Once you have logged in and set your password, you can access everything by downloading our app. These are just images that I pulled up, but I can also embed links into those images as well, right? Like, hey, here's the iTunes one, right? Here's a Google Play one. So this is very essential for you to put all your accessible information for your clients on this welcome email so they know exactly what to do with this information, exactly how to access your business, whether they're at home or on the go. So this is the welcome email template, and it is highly advisable for each and every one of you to customize it to what your business needs. All right, we already have a default template provided, but definitely go in, change it up, make whatever changes apply to your business.